Hermie at Christmas. Written by Phil Carrigan. Narrated by Phil Carrigan.
"Now, little chap, what would you like for Christmas?" Father asked a very excited little miniature schnauzer. Hermie sat under the newly decorated tree and gently pushed one of the balls that hung from the prickly limb. As he played with the dangling decoration, an idea came to him. "You know what would be very nice, Father? A new ball to play with that maybe has a special squeak inside it." As Hermie answered Father, the decoration became rather more interesting, and he stood up and tried to bite it. "Hermie, don't do that, it will break," Father advised. Hermie, of course, took no notice and continued to try to bite it. He then noticed some tinsel just above his head and put a paw up to touch it. "Ooh, that tickled my paw," Hermie said, while he tried to put his other paw up instead. Unfortunately, as he reached up, he lost his balance and fell backwards onto a squeaky present. "I say, I wonder what this is," Hermie said, as he sniffed the wrapping paper. He pressed it until it let out a long, languid squeak. "My word, this sounds like fun." "Right, that's it. I'm going to find out what's inside." He quickly looked around to make sure Father wasn't looking, and then started to quietly rip the paper off. This, of course, was impossible. So he just went for it. "Come on, there must be something inside." Hermie groaned as the paper started to fly around the room. Ah, here it is. Hermie squealed with delight as a new pink pig lay before him. He prodded it several times, and each prod resulted in a delightful sound. He then noticed a similar-sized present hanging above his head and tried to reach it. Unfortunately, the gift was out of reach, so Hermie thought it would be a good idea to jump up and grab it. He slowly crouched down and lined up his nose with the small present. "I must get this right," he thought to himself. "Got it," Hermie said, as he secured it in his teeth. Unfortunately, Father must have used extra strong string, as Hermie just kept swinging from side to side trying to remove it. "Grrr, grrr," he grunted. Hermie didn't seem to notice that the more he tugged, the more the tree swung. Suddenly, the string broke, and he landed on the floor next to the present, with the tree on top of him. "What on earth has happened to our lovely tree?" Father shouted, as he entered the room. All he could see was a dismembered Christmas tree lying on its side, with a strange moaning sound coming from within the branches. "Hermie, is that you?" There was a sudden hush, as Hermie realized his predicament. I think I've been rumbled." Father looked down at Hermie's head, protruding from the collapsed tree, and asked, "Did you have anything to do with this?" "Me? I've been asleep in the back room." Father frowned. "Look, it's snowing," Hermie suddenly said, as he noticed snowflakes falling outside. This could be his chance of getting away with his little mishap. The snow started to settle on the trees, hedges, and lawn, and suddenly there was quietness. The lights were making the snowflakes glitter. "Oh, isn't this wonderful?" Father said, as Hermie pushed his way from under the collapsed tree. "Do you know who is coming tonight?" "Yes, Father, I believe it is you, and you will probably eat the mince pie and slurp down the glass of sherry as last year." It was getting a little cold, so they both went back inside and locked the patio doors. "Well, it's bedtime now, Hermie. I will see you in the morning." Father turned the light off. Hermie then settled down for a good snooze. When the clock chimed 3 a.m., Hermie suddenly woke up. He could hear a strange noise coming from the chimney. He looked into the darkness and saw a black boot descending from the chimney. And then another. "Excuse me, but what is the meaning of this?" It is Father who is supposed to come down the chimney. A rather round figure appeared, and then leant over to the glass of sherry. "Ah, delicious," the figure said, as Hermie heard a gulp in the darkness. "Could I ask your name, sir?" "I am Father Christmas, or Santa, as some people call me." "But I thought Father was Father Christmas." "No, I'm afraid not. I am he, and have been for many years." "Well, well," Hermie said. "Does that mean you may have a gift for me in your lovely red sack?" "Ah, That depends on how good you have been. I have been a little angel all year, especially tonight. Does that count? Santa smiled at Hermie. Yes, I can believe that. He then pulled open his large sack, and Hermie ran over to him. Oh, I say, what a lot of presents you have. Are they all for me? No, sorry. I have lots of other houses to visit, but you may choose one. Hermie put both paws on the soft sack and peered in. Whoopee! I see I have a new monkey. How exciting! Hello? Can't wait to play with you tomorrow. Do you think I could squeeze one or two of the other presents, Santa? Yes, of course. Hermie put his head into the sack, burying his nose deep into the pile of neatly wrapped gifts. He then thought it might be a good idea to prod them to find the squeakiest toy. Oh, found one! Hermie shouted with delight. This is the toy. May I have it, Santa? Yes, you may. I will hang it on the tree for you. Hermie looked amazed as Santa hung the present on the tree. Can I open it now? He asked. No, you must wait until the morning. Hermie obediently went back to his comfy pillow.
Don't forget the mince pie, Hermie courteously said.
Oh, not for me. I'm on a diet. Santa picked up his sack and climbed back up the chimney. Hermie laid his tired head down on his pillow and listened to the gentle fall of the snow as he fell asleep. When the clock chimed 4 o'clock, Hermie woke up again. I suppose Father might like to wake up too now. Hermie made his way to Father's bedroom. What on earth? Father said, as a little paw prodded him. Hermie, do you realize the time? Yes, Father. It is present time, Hermie replied, as he pulled the duvet off Father. Hermie, it is far too early to open presents, and I am rather tired. I don't feel tired, Father. So, would you mind getting up and joining me under the tree? Oh, Hermie, you are such a little monster. I had better be very quiet, as I don't want to wake Mother. I would suggest Mother is fast asleep. Yes, definitely fast asleep, Hermie whispered, while Father crept out of his warm bed wearing his striped pyjamas. Hermie led the way towards the sitting room. Father put a small light on, and then sat next to Hermie under the tree. How many presents do I have, Father? Hermie inquired. Well, 1 or 2, Father replied. 1 or 2? Don't you mean 5 or 6? Tell you what, let's look at the labels. Father leant under the tree and pulled out a lovely square present. Ah, it seems this is to Mother, and this one here is for Father. What about me? Hermie squealed. Don't worry, I'm sure there will be one soon. Ah, here we are. This one is to Hermie. Love from Mother and Father. Kiss, kiss, kiss. He passed a big box-shaped present to Hermie, who tried to open it with his claws and teeth. Could you possibly help, Father? I'm finding it a bit of a struggle. Father reached for a pair of scissors and helped Hermie open the present. You'll never guess who I saw last night. Who's that? Asked Father, as he helped Hermie unwrap the gift. It was Father Christmas. I don't think so. I was fast asleep, Father said. No, it was definitely Father Christmas. How do you know, Hermie? He was wearing big black boots, replied Hermie, as he peered at the unwrapped present. What is this, Father? It is a new Hermie treat box, with a new selection of flavoured treats.
My word, what a surprise!
Hermie opened the tin and took out a tasty biscuit. Hermie, you were talking about Santa. Ah, yes, he also had a white beard. Goodness me, he must have been the real one, Father agreed. Would there be any more little presents, Father? Hermie asked with a wry smile. Well, you spoilt the surprise last night when you opened your squeaky pink pig, but I believe there is another one above your head. Hermie looked up and noticed the present in the shape of a large bone. I wonder what's in it. You'll have to open it and see, said Father. Hermie leapt up and grabbed it and then ripped the paper off. Well, would you believe it? It is a bone and it bounces just like a ball. They both laughed. Hermie looked across at Father and said, Thank you. This is my best Christmas ever. The end.